In the NFL, you have quarterbacks that always dodge the sack, hang on to the football, make the throw, help their team win, get the yards, and don't throw interceptions. So right off the bat, I can tell you this. Baker Mayfield is nowhere near this list. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 most impressive quarterbacks through the NFL this season. And one of the things that I want to clarify is this. Everybody's favorite quarterback didn't make the list, so I don't need tears. To me, if you are a quarterback that does more with less, then to me you are a better quarterback. That doesn't mean you're a better football player as a whole, but if you like someone like Aaron Rodgers, if you can do more with less, that's more impressive to me. But you know what else? This is your top 5 most impressive quarterbacks. Don't go anywhere. I noticed a few things. I kind of knew the quarterbacks I wanted to use, so making this list wasn't as hard. Ordering it was a little bit difficult because the 2, 3, and 4 spot, I kind of had to vary around a little bit. But just in general, I feel like I came out pretty happy with this list. Again, some people would disagree, but I think that this is more so one of the more lists that will be more popular with people because I feel like the order is almost perfect on here. Again, like I said in the intro, if you do more with less, if you don't have anybody to really throw to and you don't have much of a team around you, yet you somehow still get good stats and even help your team win to an extent. Again, I think of Aaron Rodgers the second I think that. I know the Packers have been rough in the past couple years, but they're really turning on the Jets this year. Again, and most of these teams are surrounded with elite talent, so that's why Aaron Rodgers is on this list as a preview to let you know that he is on this list. So we will take this thing away here, and I will tell you who I think the top 5 most impressive quarterbacks have been to this list. It wouldn't be a list about quarterbacks if Tom Brady wasn't on it. Number 5 is Tom Brady. He ranks 8th in the league in passing yards with 25.36. He averages 281 yards per game, roughly. And he has thrown for 14 touchdowns this year and only 5 picks. 5 picks is a little bit more than you would think for Tom Brady, but he has thrown 5 picks. The team is 8-1 under Tom Brady. And surprisingly, Tom Brady has only been sacked 15 times. His QBR is healthy. It is 93.1. So, regardless of what you say, this may be in theory, a lesser exciting year for Tom Brady, but he still is up there in stats. And I figured that I would put Tom Brady at the 5 spot just because of how good he is doing. Again, maybe it's not against elite talent, but you know truly that Tom Brady is the greatest of all time, and that he does belong on this list. An honorable mention, actually, I always forget the honorable mentions would be Deshaun Watson. I know that I did not include him on this list. He's been great so far. He's passed for a lot of touchdowns. I don't have his stats off the top of my head, but I would put Deshaun Watson. Had Tom Brady had an atrocious year, Deshaun Watson would have been at the 5 spot on this for me. So Tom Brady's number 5 spot. Again, Tom Brady's been dominating the league for so many years, and it's not much different this year. He may. I don't want to say he's a step slower, but he may be a step slower, but he's still in that mix. And don't put a shortcoming to say that he won't win the Super Bowl, because I know what's going to happen. San Francisco or Seattle or New Orleans or even probably not Green Bay, but let's just say San Francisco made it to the Super Bowl, right? And they're playing New England. They're going to say there's no way in hell New England can beat them and set Tom Brady up to be the hero, because it happens every year. Number 4, he missed a couple games, and when you're an elite quarterback, that means a lot for your stats, and that means a lot with staying in the bottom of the tank. But number 4 is Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he missed a few games, but he's 5th in the league with passing yards. He has 2,626 yards. He is averaging an unbelievable 328 yards per game. He has thrown for 18 touchdowns and a miraculous just 1 interception this year. He has only been sacked 10 times. And I believe that he has a league-leading QBR of 114. That is incorrect because Russell Wilson has a higher QBR, but I did not know that when I was making these notes. Mahomes is unbelievable, and I truly believe, and most of us believe, that he is the future of the NFL. It's unbelievable his stats are, even after 2 games. And the reason I say that is because when you are an elite quarterback, the top 5 quarterbacks when you miss one game, just one game, as an elite player, all the other elite players are putting up amazing stats, and then you miss 2 games. So Mahomes will now have to catch up to that, and I honestly believe that he'll probably lead the league in passing yards. Maybe not. He'll definitely lead the league in maybe touchdown passes. I could definitely see that. I think he'll be one of the league leaders in the amount of times he's been sacked, which will probably be low. And his QBR is going to be up there. So Mahomes, for me, is hitting the 4th spot on your top 5 most impressive quarterbacks. But another thing, too, I want to mention, some of the people will say Dak Prescott and Jameis Winston are on this list. Dak Prescott was debatable. You want me to be honest with you, regardless of what you say, because I made somebody salty yesterday saying, oh, well, he's better than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz would be better than Dak Prescott. If Carson Wentz was given a team like the Cowboys, he would be better than Dak Prescott. But I just have to go off of what I see now. And right now, it is very close, and personally, I would rather have Carson Wentz. But I hate to say it because I can't stand them, but Dak Prescott right now is performing better than Carson Wentz. But that can obviously change. Dak Prescott and Jameis Winston belongs nowhere near this list. He has thrown 14 interceptions and been sacked 34 times. He has done absolutely nothing to avoid the sack, and he just throws the ball away, and his elite receivers carry him to victory. So no. Number 3 is the person I said earlier, Aaron Rodgers. He is 4th in the league with 2,718 passing yards thrown. He has 17 touchdowns, only 2 picks all year. His QBR is above 100 at 102.7. The team is 8-2, and he's averaging 271.8 yards per game, and he doesn't really have that many targets to throw to. So he leads the league, or he's 4th in the league in passing yards. 17 touchdowns is fantastic. Only 2 picks. I mean, that's unbelievable. His QBR is above 100. That's great. Team's 8-2, and he's averaging a good amount of yards per game. So Aaron Rodgers has to be your number 3 spot, just because of that sole fact alone. Because I think that he, out of all the quarterbacks on this list, he has the least to work with. And I know that their defense kind of carried them a little bit in the beginning. But again, I feel like it's just right to put Aaron Rodgers on this list because he's so phenomenal. And another person that's also not on this list is Drew Brees. And that is just because that Drew Brees has missed so many games so far this year. There'd be no doubt in my mind that if Drew Brees had played, if Drew Brees had played throughout the season just like everybody else, there's no doubt in my mind he'd probably be top 3 on this list. But he is not, and that is where we are with this. Number 2. Before the season, I said that he was overrated. I said that he wasn't good, and I'm a man of my word. I was completely wrong. Lamar Jackson is unbelievable. And what makes it even harder is I think this team has had a tough schedule. Lamar Jackson has thrown for 15 touchdowns, 5 picks. His QBR is above 100, 101.7. So you might think, well, just with those stats alone, he might not be in the top 5. But the craziest thing about this, he ranks 11th in the league with rushing. Lamar Jackson, there are only 10 running backs in the NFL that have more yards than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has a 702 yards rushing. He is, to me, the modern-day Michael Vick, and he has 6 rushing touchdowns along with that. And on top of that, his team is, what are the Ravens? Ravens are 7-2. So, it's just like, he's been unbelievable, and I think that he's impressed me more because of the standard that we have set for him. The standard that we set for Lamar Jackson was nowhere near where it is now. So that's why I say the word impressive. So I put Lamar Jackson as the second best, most impressive wide receiver, just in my opinion alone. Again, tough schedule. He's thrown for quite a bit of touchdowns. Not too many picks. QBR is above 100. Ranks 11th in the league with rushing yards, and he's got 6 rushing touchdowns to go with it. So that's phenomenal. Lamar Jackson is one of the front runners for league MVP this year. And that is going to be that. So who do I think is the most impressive quarterback of the NFL season to this point? and I think that a lot of you will agree it has to be Russell Wilson. Just for me, Russell Wilson's ranked 9th with passing yards with 2,505 yards. He leads the league with 22 passing touchdowns. That's unbelievable. He's only thrown 1 pick, but the thing is that these notes were taken prior to last night's game, so he did get that one. Russell Wilson has only thrown 2 picks all season long. He is averaging 278 yards per game, and his QBR is on another level. It is 118. So for me, what he's been able to do for the Seahawks and the team, that's how they route around. Russell Wilson has been the most impressive quarterback of the year, just to me. Again, doesn't make it right, but this is my list. Tom Brady, number 5. Patrick Mahomes, number 4. Aaron Rodgers, number 3. Lamar Jackson, number 2. And Russell Wilson, number 1. That's just what I believe. Like I said, that's just what I believe. It doesn't make it right, but I think Russell Wilson has been so impressive this year, and nobody we know Russell Wilson's an elite quarterback, but nobody expected him to be this damn good. He's just been unbelievable. So this is my list. I hope some of you enjoy it, and if you don't like it, tell me why. Don't just say your list is wrong. Tell me why my list is wrong. Thank you everybody for watching, and this has been real.